Hey, Knicks fans, make sure you guys subscribe to our growing New York Knicks channel. In fact, I talked to someone in the YouTube analytics department, and they say this is the fastest growing channel when it comes to the Knicks on YouTube in the history of the platform. That's what I've been told. So make sure you subscribe and join the movement, youtube.com/KnicksTV. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. We got some Knicks news and rumors to get into, mostly on the rumor side of things. And I wanted to start today's show by talking about RJ Barrett, the third-year player, entering his third season, I should say. Could he be making an all-star type of jump this year? And my executive producer, Marshall Green, who is a Knicks fan, kind of got me on this train, and I'm kind of convinced because we'll compare him to Jayson Tatum in just a minute, but those two players specifically on a very similar track as they are early on in their careers. Obviously, Barrett flashed some as a rookie, but was inconsistent, especially shooting the basketball. But in his second year, he really found that consistent jump shot, shot over 40% from three. So now, could an all-star appearance be in the works in year three? Well, if you're a Knicks fan, you certainly hope so. He's on a Jayson Tatum trajectory, at least at this point. Now, obviously, Tatum has made even more leaps in year three and year four. He's 2 years older than RJ Barrett is at this point in time. But let's just compare the numbers here, if you guys don't believe me. Rookie numbers, points per game, very similar. Barrett, a better creator, similar on the rebounding front as well. Now, Tatum certainly shot the ball better as a rookie, 47% compared to 40 from the field, 43% compared to 32 from three. That was obviously the glaring difference. But then you fast forward a year, each of their second seasons, Barrett actually shot better from three-point range, 40% last year. Jayson Tatum shot 37% in his third year in the NBA. Barrett had more points in year two compared to Jayson Tatum at under 16 points per game. I'm not sitting here saying RJ Barrett all of a sudden in 18 months is going to be a top 15 NBA player, but if he continues to improve at the rate that he has so far, an all-star is certainly very much a possibility. And by the way, this is a guy who has a major chip on his shoulder. This quote is back to after his rookie season, heading into last year when he made that big jump, being upset as he was not named to the all-rookie team. Quote, "It bothered me a lot. Not going to lie. It bothered me. I really don't understand why I wasn't on it, but it was motivation for next season. It was good to have an extra chip on my shoulder and just prove myself even more," which he very much did. He is developing very, very nicely, and I think he's got the right head coach to continue to develop. Tom Thibodeau is a no-nonsense type of coach. He's old school. He demands a lot out of his players, and it seems like this group, including these young guys, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, have really responded to that type of coaching. And if that continues a year later, then this Knicks team could be in really, really good shape for the foreseeable future. If Julius Randle continues to improve, if RJ Barrett becomes an all-star caliber player, you've brought in other pieces, both vets and young players. I really like what the Knicks are doing right now, and RJ Barrett could be the X factor in everything that they're doing if they really want to take that next step to being not just a playoff team, but a contender in the Eastern Conference. Will RJ Barrett be an all-star next season? Get your votes in. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. We'll make this the pinned comment on today's show, so if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down and answer right there. Oh, let's rewind the clock, I should say, to a couple of off seasons ago. Kevin Durant, did he turn the Knicks down? This has kind of been rumored for a while, but more and more tea leaves have kind of come out from the 2019 free agency period when Durant signed with the Brooklyn Nets over a couple of other teams. The report coming from the New York Post, Mark Berman, he reports that Kevin Durant and Kemba Walker was the Knicks offseason plans in 2019. That did not work out, as Durant obviously ended up signing with Brooklyn, and Kemba Walker ended up signing with the Boston Celtics. Apparently, KD wanted someone better than Kemba. At least that's what it sounds like before each of those two players ended up signing with other teams. Here's what Berman had to say in a story about this. Former Knicks president Steve Mills and current GM Scott Barry turned their sights on trying to get Walker to agree to play with KD. In fact, Durant's camp asked Knicks management what other star it could get to pair with Durant. Obviously, Durant at MSG would have been electric. It would have been fire. It would have been awesome to see, as the Knicks have been starving for that true superstar for a very, very long time. Now, how we just talked about, this team's on the right track. It's got a good blend of young and veteran players. But you can't deny that KD in the Garden would have been absolutely electric. Now, Durant also had this to say. This was in last September on the 2019 free agency period when he was kind of asked about the Knicks. Said, quote, "I didn't want to be the savior of the Knicks or New York. Didn't care about being the king of New York. That never really moved me. I don't care about being on Broadway. I just want to play ball, go to the crib, and chill." And that's what Brooklyn embodied. Now, is Kevin Durant, was he just not excited by the possibility of being that guy that could save the New York Knicks? Well, according to his own words, that's apparently what ended up being the case, and he's kind of always been a low-key type of guy, right? He plays in Oklahoma City for a while, seemed content there. Goes to Golden State and teams up with some other players. Didn't need to be the main focus there. He's in Brooklyn now, a lower tier team, even though it's in a big city. Clearly second fiddle to the New York Knicks. Maybe he just didn't want to have the big spotlight that would have come with playing at Madison Square Garden. Obviously, Kemba Walker is here now. He didn't come to the Knicks a couple of years ago, but you fast forward the clock, and he is now with New York, which, by the way, we'll take a look at the finalized contract details for Kemba here in just a little bit. Do you guys believe Kemba can still be an elite player? Obviously, he's dealt with some knee issues. Type 1 for yes. Type 2 for no. Cast your votes down in the comments. Can Kemba still play at an elite level? Let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about Kemba Walker and his contract details, which have been officially finalized. 2 years, just under $18 million, which that's pretty good value. Now, that ends up covering almost the $20 million he gave up in his buyout with Oklahoma City. He agreed to give up about $20 million when he got bought out by OKC so he could hit the open market. Knicks contract pretty much covers that. Maybe he loses out on $2 million, but that's better than being part of an OKC team that is not trying to win right now. They're very much in a rebuilding mode, so he's still going to end up netting pretty much that entire contract he got with the Celtics, which was obviously life-changing money. This is a good deal for both sides. He replaces the cash he lost just about, and the Knicks get a good player, even though he's had some injury issues, for less than $10 million a year. That's really good value in today's NBA. A starting caliber point guard at $9 million per season, that's pretty unheard of in 2021. Usually you're paying $15-20 million for that caliber of player, and knee issues aside, he still averaged 19 and 5 last year. He can still shoot the ball from distance, and he's going to have a lot of talent around him. He doesn't have to always have the ball in his hands to be effective. I think he'll be able to take some games off if needed to because, listen, he has knee issues. Tom Thibodeau can sit up there during Kemba's introductory press conference and say all he wants, that he's going to play back-to-backs. We'll see. I mean, the knee swelling was a major problem last year, and it became impossible for him to play back-to-backs with Boston. Hopefully a full offseason of rest and rehab can change that, but I'm not going to sit here and say I think Kemba Walker is going to play 75 out of 82 games. I just don't think that's very realistic based on how things have gone the past couple of years. So I'll set the over-under at 60. We're going back to an 82-game season this upcoming year in the NBA. Season gets going in mid-late October. How many games will Kemba play? Over 60? Type O. Under 60? Type U. If you get 60+, I think that's good value for his contract, and obviously you just want him healthy come playoff time. So let me know what you guys think on that one. We're about to sign off here on New York Knicks Now. Make sure you guys subscribe. Like I said, the Chat Sports Analytics team, also coinciding with the YouTube Analytics team, have told us this is the fastest growing channel on YouTube when it comes to the Knicks. So subscribe. That way we can do more videos just for you guys. Don't miss the train because it's leaving the station.